The Witch and the Projects. Yo, crew, tonight's true story follows a foolish young man, myself, who wandered into an open apartment inside the projects only to find a hooded witch chanting over me while the entire room began swirling with strange, supernatural forces. What began as curiosity quickly became something far darker. According to the witness who dragged me to safety, the witch left her door open on purpose to lure victims inside and place them under her spell. Stay aboard until the end, because tonight's question is disturbing. What would have happened if nobody had pulled me from that room? If you enjoyed true paranormal encounters, forgotten mysteries, and strange moments that refuse to fade with time, consider subscribing. Become part of the crew on the Phantom Tide. Throw us a line at ghostboatadventures@gmail.com or leave a comment below. We read every message that finds its way aboard. Tonight's story is true. Years ago, one evening after dark, I was out with a First Nations friend named Bernie. We had been visiting friends at a group of low-cost housing towers. Everyone simply called the projects. 3 enormous cement towers, downtown Vancouver on Hastings Street, rose into the night sky, 10, maybe 15 stories high. Old buildings, echoing hallways, dim yellow lights, the kind of place where every sound seemed to travel farther than it should. Bernie knew people there. We entered one of the towers and started making our way down a long, desolate hallway, lined with apartment doors. Most of the doors were closed. But one apartment door stood wide open. Even now, I cannot truly fully explain what happened next. Something about that room pulled at me, not with fear, not with danger, almost with invitation. Normally, I would never simply walk into a stranger's apartment, but that night I did. I casually stepped through the open doorway. Inside the apartment sat a woman beside a kitchen table. The room itself was dark except for a strange dim light coming from somewhere deeper inside. The woman wore dark clothing with a hood, or perhaps a kerchief wrapped around her head. The instant I entered the room, she leapt to her feet and began chanting. Not singing, not talking, chanting. The words came rapidly and powerfully, almost like an incantation spilling from her mouth. Then something happened that I still cannot properly explain. The room itself began to feel alive. The air started swirling around me with incredible force. The energy became so intense, it honestly felt as though a tornado was beginning to form inside the apartment. The atmosphere vibrated. The room spun. The air thickened. And strangely, I was not afraid. Not even slightly. In fact, I was fascinated. Completely fascinated. It did not feel evil to me at the time. It felt powerful, ancient perhaps, like standing too close to something humanity was never supposed to understand. The woman continued chanting while the energy built around us, and I simply stood there watching in amazement. And suddenly, a hand grabbed me firmly by the shoulder, hard. The next thing I knew, I was being pulled backward through the doorway into the hallway. It was Bernie. He dragged me several feet away from the apartment and stared at me like I had completely lost my mind. "Don't you realize what she was doing to you?" he demanded. I remember laughing slightly because honestly, I had almost been enjoying the experience. But Bernie was dead serious. She was casting a spell on you, he said. Then he explained something that has stayed with me ever since. According to Bernie, the woman intentionally left her apartment door open. When curious people wandered inside, she bewitched them. Bernie claimed she would cast spells on people until they fell under her influence and began doing her bidding. You almost had that happen to you, he warned me. You need to be more careful. And perhaps he was right. Because to this day I still wonder what would have happened if Bernie had not reached into that room and pulled me away. Would I have become trapped under her influence? Would I have slowly become obedient to her? Would I have lost myself completely? Or would something else have happened instead? Sometimes I wonder if Guagua himself may already have been watching over me long before I understood who or what Guagua truly was. Perhaps Bernie pulling me from that room was not coincidence at all. Perhaps something older intervened before the spell truly did hold. Or perhaps the entire experience was something even stranger than witchcraft. To this day, I can still remember the sensation of that swirling energy filling the room. And the strangest part of all, part of me still wanted to stay. What do you think was happening inside that apartment? Do you believe certain people can truly cast spells or place others under supernatural influence? Was the woman practicing witchcraft, hypnosis, occult ritual, or something paranormal manifesting through her? And why did the energy in that room feel so unbelievably real? Throw us a line at ghostboatadventures@gmail.com or leave your thoughts below. We truly do read every message to find its way aboard the Phantom Tide. Like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone fascinated by true paranormal mysteries and unexplained encounters. And if you would like to help keep Ghostboat afloat, support links are already waiting in the About section of the channel. Friday Night Frights or the Phantom Tide. We live with me, fallen shall we, and the court. This week goes over and out.